Hi everyone, welcome back to Metroid Prime. This will be the final video because I've got all the power-ups and, well, not power-ups, pickups, and I will begin all the scans. We had to make sure we would do that in the previous video, but we did it. Yay. Anyway, now we gotta go back to the artifact temple. Right over here. Ignore all of these creatures. I've been meaning to say this, but they kind of look like they've got oversized brains. Kind of disgusting. I kind of didn't want to spoil the fact that I'll be fighting Ridley, but it's kind of obvious too. The game doesn't foreshadow his appearance and not do something with it. Although I suppose spoiling that he will appear right in this area is something. But this is also an old game, so, you know. Yay, now we can go into the impact crater. Excellent. But here comes the space dragon. Were you searching for a source of light this entire time, Ridley? Like, seriously. Anyway, he destroys the impact crater door or something like that, so now we can no longer go there. He hasn't destroyed the statues around us yet, but he starts work here and more of them will get destroyed over time. Most of them gets destroyed almost immediately. If you're really fast with destroying Meta Ridley, you can actually have some statues standing in place, and that's clearly not something the developers expected to happen. Anyway, reborn and evolved through power technology, Meta Ridley is a fearsome enforcer. Its armored hide is extremely resilient, save for the chest, which has thinner plating. The pirates have fused a number of potent weapons to the creature, including the multi-missile system, a kinetic breath weapon, a meson bomb launcher, and an ultra-thermal flame strike projector. Meta Ridley is also a formidable melee combatant, making any sort of engagement a risky proposition. Okay, so basically just keep hitting Ridley in the chest. Ridley's not very tough when he's flying. In fact, he's so easy that if he goes to the ground while he's got his wings intact, if you boost ball to him, he loses his wings immediately and loses like 75% of his health. But that's only in earlier versions. I think that was fixed in this version. I'm actually gonna try to use supers on this, or actually no, let's try the Wave Buster. Does that hurt, Ridley? I'm not sure if it does. He's invincible when he's going in the background like this. I love that they made him do that, but it also makes the fight drag out quite a lot. Because he does it multiple times, you know? And of course you want to hit him as he dashes in. Ah, here we go. Now, let's see if this is gonna work. I don't think it did. Okay, so yeah. If you use the boost ball on Meta Ridley in earlier versions, he would immediately lose his wings. It's not explained exactly why that happens, just that it happens. And it's also a really cool speedrunning trick, of course. Don't know why Ridley comes in just to roar at us. You'd think he'd actually try to accomplish something. But he should keep doing that because otherwise he's gonna do this, and that's really lame. Also, I've learned something very recently for the Metroid Prime Trilogy re-release. If you just press the plus button once, you'll switch out from non-power beam weapons to the power beam just instantly. I was hoping the super missile to hit him. Is that enough? Not yet. Come on. Super missile couldn't get to him. Gosh. What a waste. They don't aim that well, unfortunately, is the problem. They do home in on him, even at a far distance. Just, he's too fast and too far away for it to work. Most of the time. Maybe with tool assistance we can make it work. Wow, what a swipe, Ridley. That was supposed to work.
I'm trying my best. Leave me alone.
Oh, sure you are trying your best. Those silly swipes. Come on. Okay, he's got a pattern, a very obvious pattern. He goes around the background where we can't really hit him. He does that, he goes around twice. And then he goes back up and keeps going under and over. And drops down to try to swipe at us with his silly hand. And then he repeats. That's all he does. See? Oh, also he tries to fire his beam at us, but he's done now. His vanes, they can no longer stay intact. They're on fire. They're burning away. Yes! Unfortunately, that's the easy part. Now it's time for the hard part. We gotta hit this weak point of Ridley. Whenever we can. Oh, also, I think this is new, this shockwave attack. Really? Seriously? Retro Studios? You had to redo this game and give Ridley a shockwave attack. I guess they want to make sure that he... Oh yeah, also this is his infamous dash attack. Very hard to interrupt. This is definitely a new attack, like gosh. It's actually really interesting though. It's much better than his freaking fire attack. So yeah, his dash attack, you have a small opportunity to actually hit him as he is about to dash because he opens his mouth just before doing that. And you can hit him in that moment. I'm not used to this stomp attack at all. It is completely new to me. Was it in the first PAL version? If it is, then that must have been a late edition. It just couldn't be introduced in the original Metroid Prime version. Or maybe it was glitched so that his AI would never use it. It's easier to avoid than his dash attack. That's for sure. His dash attack, he spammed it very, very often in the original Metroid Prime. You know, the first version. Where you aiming at, Ridley? Okay. Now he's almost dead. I'm actually going to use the power beam because I want to use the super missiles. Yeah, see, it's a very small opportunity to hit him when he does his dash attack. It's really hard, even with the pointer controls. There we go. Oh, come on, that was enough to interrupt him. And he does that twice now. That's new. Ah, it's too slow to use supers. Okay, whatever. Back to the plasma beam then. Die, 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 die. That it? No, not quite. We're close though. Yeah, I know your pattern now, Ridley. It's over. Well, I don't know why the Chozo couldn't assist us earlier on. Finally, their statues decide to shoot Ridley in the core, and he's totally dead and not going to appear 2 games from now. Oh yeah, by the way, Chozo ghosts are these are nice, and their spirits live on even though the statues are gone, which means we still have access to the impact crater. Magic. Yep, we're going right now. Because, you know, we can't stop the episode after fighting Ridley. Don't forget to save right over here. This is the last save station of the game. And now we got this stuff. Limited data on unknown material available. It's not Phazon? Material is highly radioactive. You will take damage from direct contact. Mutagenic quality is at least 86% greater than Phazon. Unshielded bioforms below index level P will suffer fatality within moments. Speaking of which, a new creature right over there. Lumijek. Phazon charged reptiles. Natives on Talon 4, the Lumijek travels in swarms to increase their odds of survival. They absorb and radiate Phazon energy, making these swarms a threat. It is never explained what this red Phazon is supposed to be. And apparently the Lumijek die when they get into contact with the red Phazon. Even Metroid Prime 3 didn't bother explaining what red Phazon is. I think it was maybe something that was dropped in later games. They could never bother explaining it. Whatever. Anyway, this is the only room where you will encounter Phishon Metroids if this is the original Metroid Prime. Phishon Metroids were put into the Phazon mines everywhere otherwise. So this one's harassing me. And now I gotta get rid of it. Yep. It's so much more annoying to get rid of them if you're not using power bombs. Like, seriously. Use power bombs. Also, the last missile station. Why there's a missile station inside the impact crater, I do not know. Like, seriously? What the hell? How does that even work? Also, those creatures. Don't know what they're supposed to be, but they're neat. Yeah, there's at least 2 Phishon Metroids in the area. And I was sure that Phishon Metroid that charged at me back there would have caught me. Fortunately, it didn't. Oh my god, leave me alone. I'm gonna get rid of them just in case. And this final area, it's such a joke. It's a spider ball puzzle, but you can just casually jump through. This red Phazon doesn't... It has the same properties as normal Phazon, except it affects you even when you got the Phazon suit. It's just that you can jump through this! Why is it... Should it be even a threat? Also, hi, it's Metroid Prime. Well, hello there. You know, Metroid Prime kind of doesn't look like a Metroid at all, but, you know, I think that's okay. It's not like the Metroid Queen looks that much like a Metroid either. Like, it's got some similar properties, but that's nothing. And then Metroid Prime runs away, weirdly enough, but it will stand its ground on some locations. So first it wants us to use the wave beam on it. Morphology, Metroid Prime, highly evolved, Phazon-producing life form. The aberration known as Metroid Prime is the source of Phazon, making it immensely powerful. A genetic flaw makes it susceptible to certain weapons for brief periods. Only its head is truly vulnerable. Other attacks are a nuisance. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural and mechanical weapons at its disposal. These include ultra-frigid breath, multi-missiles, snare beams, and particle wave projectors. Its massive strength and barbed carapace make it lethal in melee combat. Recommend maximum firepower when engaging this enemy. So some of you may have noticed that it has a humanoid-ish face, especially from the image on the right. That's because the artist responsible for some enemies in Metroid Prime likes to do self-portraits, and I think he used one of his self-portraits for this model. It's not supposed to mean anything, is what I'm trying to say. Also, there's a plot hole involving Metroid Prime where it has mechanical weapons at its disposal. That makes no sense. That's because in the original Metroid Prime, before the retcons, it was explained that the reason why Metroid Prime has mechanical weapons is because the space pirates actually managed to get it from its impact crater, and it stole the weapons from them. But of course, that was a plot hole because the Metroid Prime is supposed to be trapped in this place. So, yeah. Anyway, once you've dealt enough damage, it will change its weakness, and then you gotta change weapons. Gotta use all the weapons against this thing. If you got the super weapons, the super missiles, the wave buster, ice spreader, and flame, well, probably not the flamethrower, then this boss fight is not that tough at all. The most dangerous Metroid Prime, the most dangerous attack Metroid Prime has is its charge attack, and it will only start spamming that in the final phase. Ice spreader Metroid Prime is the easiest to deal with for sure. Yeah, when it does its charge attack, you want to stand in these things, or morph ball in them. Oh, wave buster again. This consumes too many of my missiles, but whatever. I'll show it being used at least once. Let's do it. Oh, and now this attack. So you're supposed to shoot these things, but I don't have to do that because I'm going to the next phase. If you destroy those things, they drop pickups, which is good because you will need a lot of them if this is your first time doing this. Okay, this is neat. Metroid Prime tries to use a melee attack, but if you're good with your timing, you can actually avoid having to do anything on that moment. Hi. Plasma? Yep. So, this is the flamethrower on Metroid Prime. Does that look effective? I guess it is, but, you know. Also, it doesn't even affect these things. Fuck, damn. They hurt a lot if they hit you, by the way. The flying orbs. Can you leave me alone, Metroid Prime? Yes, you're supposed to morph ball away, but by the time you morph ball, Metroid Prime is right next to you. And it will likely get you. I think the spirit didn't work. Hey, can you stop that, please? It's annoying. Also, the beam attack doesn't hurt a lot. It's actually the easiest time to damage it, I want to say. We haven't gone through wave this phase, right? No, we have not. Wave is definitely the hardest phase to deal with, just because of how little damage you cause to Metroid Prime. Also, if it hits you with the beam, you'll be temporarily blinded and no longer be able to lock on, making things doubly annoying. Also, it's possible to get to this point without a charge beam. I'm serious, it's possible. That means you also won't have super missiles, but, you know. Because of that, you will have a very difficult time against Metroid Prime. Also, this is the final phase, and it will use its charge attack indiscriminately whenever it wants. And it will also change its weakness whenever it wants to, making things doubly annoying. Like, seriously. Oh, I believe you can use any beam you want to destroy these things. Ow. Sticking to ice. Oh, also it has this stack. Don't know why I didn't use it earlier. I'm pretty sure it's a copy of the Thardus' stack. Which explains why it's perfectly logical, considering if it stole stuff from the pirates, it would have an attack similar to Thardus'. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, I got hit by my own attack. But getting hit by your own attack doesn't deal a lot of damage to you. Are you done yet? Not quite. Yeah, there's always an open spot on Metroid Prime's right side. Camera left. Those things again. Don't try to freeze me, bro. That it? Yes, it is. Okay. So that was Metroid Prime. Game over. Right? No, not quite. As I said, there's 2 scans to do. And a lot of games sure love having the final boss having a second form. If not 3, perhaps 4. In this case, there's only 1 more. The Metroid Prime Core. Man, the artist sure loved human faces. I actually don't like this about Metroid Prime. I kind of wish they just removed the face so it's only the core itself with tentacles. And in Metroid Prime, the core sense of Metroid Prime. Scan indicates that the phase-on energy form of Metroid Prime is vulnerable to all conventional weapons. Only attacks from a phase-on fused arm cannon will damage it, which you got when you got the phase-on suit, but it only matters in this fight. It generates pools of phase-on when it attacks. Use these to fuel your suit's phase-on weapon system. The entity can also spawn Metroids to assist in battle. Use power bombs or the ice beam to get rid of them. Render itself invisible when it does so. Also, if you look carefully, you can see the body right there. I like that. I like it that you can see Metroid Prime's body. So, you can't do anything right now. You just wait for it to do this. Creating a phase-on pool. And when it does so, it you need to switch visors to actually see it again. And when you go on the phase-on pool, you're in hyper mode. Which will come up again once you're finally doing Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. That's the entire fight. Also shockwave attacks. They're popular. Very popular with Retro Studios. This can be a really annoying fight if you're unlucky, because Metroid Prime might be finicky and decide not to make any phase-on pools for a good 5 minutes or something. So if you're in X-ray scope and it decides to create a phase-on pool, that means you switch to the thermal visor. There's a trick that where if you tap the button to use hyper mode, you will be able to use it very, very often. Like, enough so that you can actually almost get rid of all of Metroid Prime's HP. It's a tool assistance trick, though. I'm not sure if it's possible to recreate with human reflexes. Anyway, Metroids, just use a power bomb. Hi. This is a very easy fight if you know what you're doing, but if you die, I can see many people getting really pissed because it's you're going all the way back to the safe station at the beginning of the impact crater. I remember the first time I was playing this game, I lost to Metroid Prime a couple of times. And this was in normal mode. So to see that Metroid Prime had another form was kind of a surprise. Also, occasionally Metroid Prime can change, force you to change visors without having to create a phase-on pool. That's annoying. Actually, I think it's supposed to be creating a phase-on pool right now. It's just not in the right spot. Anyway, speaking of right spots, I think right here, yet I don't get hit by its shockwave attacks even though I'm not jumping. So, if you're looking... Oh, wow. Yes, Hunter Metroids? Oh, Hunter Metroids are affected. Okay, never mind. Yeah, Hunter Metroids, they might be better handled by using the Ice Beam. But, you know, I prefer just using the Power Bombs. So yeah, this spot right here, Metroid Prime's shockwave attacks don't affect you. And I'm pretty sure it can't ram you here either. If you're lucky. I could be wrong. Nope, it can't ram you. Even when it does that. Okay, actually, no, it can't hit you. But still, it's interesting to note that there's a spot that you can just stay in safely the entire fight. You do need to enter the... Actually, no, I don't think you need the thermal visor to damage Metroid Prime, even when you're technically supposed to have it. But I do believe you need the X-ray scope. Because you'll have the X-ray scope no matter what. Okay, come on. Are you done yet? I think there's some person who did a review of this game and said that because this is how the final boss fight is, having to wait for Metroid Prime to do the thing, it's the worst boss fight ever. Like, I think they deducted 5 points from their score, and it's out of 10 points. And they said, oh, it's a perfect game, but because of this boss fight at the very end, it sucks. Terrible. Bad time. I lost, and therefore I'm super pissed and salty. 0 out of 10. I can see this being a very boring boss fight, yes, but come on. The rest of the game was awesome. Die. Are you done? I think this is it, maybe. No, not quite. It's got a lot of the health, more than it should have. Particularly considering how basic this fight is. In case you're wondering, I don't think you can stand on Metroid Prime's corpse. Weirdly enough. Or it can ram you if you go there. Ow. Oh, what? One of them got me? Oh, that's it. Okay. One more hit. Okay, finally we're done with Metroid Prime. That took way longer than expected. I remember back when I was younger, I could beat this game easily under 4 hours. With 100% items and stuff. So anyway, Metroid Prime is completely defeated, but, you know, its core is trying to get more phase-on to survive or something like that. Weird. Well, our suit is made of phase-on, so unfortunately we have to give it up somehow. I'm not sure how this worked. And now it's time to ditch this place. Time for the escape sequence. Unfortunately, escape sequences in the Metroid Prime games, except for Metroid Prime 2, they're all done through cutscene. Like at the end, I mean, because there was an escape sequence at the beginning of this game. It would have been cool to have to get out of the impact crater through all of the different passages that you have to go through while fighting Metroid Prime. Like, good usage of the grapple beam to climb up the shafts or something like that. Spider ball tricks. I don't know. Anyway, say hello to Samus. She's gonna show us her face and nothing else, and that's how it should be. Admittedly though, the model is a little creepy. But it's much better than the ones we see in the other games, honestly. Right there. Right there is where I find Samus's face to be creepy. Oh, by the way, you won't be able to see her face if you don't have at least 70% of the items, I think? Maybe 50%. Also, say hello to the longest credit sequence ever. Actually, I think everything's moving a bit quicker than before, but, you know, this is such a huge credit sequence. I like it, though. Also, the music is awesome. But, we're gonna skip ahead, maybe? Oh, gosh. We can't skip ahead. Whoops. Okay, in the original Metroid Prime game, if you use the control stick, you could actually press down to skip this credit sequence decently quickly. Apparently, for the re-release, they decided that's no good, so now we have to watch this. Oh well. Well, it's probably good because I need to review this game after all. Perfect game. Play it. Buy it. There. That's it. Yeah, mic drop. Well, no. Of course, there's some weaknesses. The final boss's final phase was kind of a sham. Just one attack repeated over and over and over, and you have to get onto the pool of phase on to damage it. Besides that, I don't like how useless the flamethrower is. I think the Wave Buster also needed a better buff, something besides drain tons of missiles so quickly, because it's so not worth it. Wave Troopers are annoying. They should not have as much HP as they have, especially compared to the other Power Troopers. Well, I suppose it's fine in normal mode. In hard mode, no, not at all. Besides that, no, I can't really think of anything else to complain about. I only have praise for this game. It's really fun to play repeatedly, over and over and over. I never get bored, honestly. Like seriously, I'm honest. I'm being serious. I can't think of anything else to talk about. Well, Metroid Prime 2 is coming up after this, obviously. Metroid Prime 2 is a game that some people didn't like as a sequel because it was released around the same time as Halo 2, and Metroid Prime 2 happened to have multiplayer, and people were all up about online multiplayer at that time, back in the day. And because of the lack of online on GameCube games, Metroid Prime 2 took a huge amount of complaints. But I think in the end, between Metroid Prime 2 and Halo 2, Prime 2 aged better because there's a ton of multiplayer online shooters these days, while there isn't many games like Metroid Prime 2 comparatively. But I'm sure that there's some people who still say Halo 2 is better or something like that, just because the multiplayer is still good locally. But maybe. I don't know too much about Halo multiplayer. I did play it once a long time ago. I think some people prefer Halo Combat Evolved because the sword was overpowered or something. I'm not sure. Oh wait, did they remove the... Oh wow, they removed the fun sequence of the credits. Oh, that's kind of lame. Basically, at some point, the developers mentioned that, we want to thank our families and stuff, and it's a huge paragraph. Like, seriously, it is gigantic. Gigantic, sorry. So yeah, mission final, percentage completed, 100%, total time, 7:15, and hyper mode difficulty is now active. I still think this model of Samus is better than the other ones. Also, this is the extra cutscene you get for getting 100% items. Creepy. Imagine if Metroid Prime had not been a success. And they never followed up on that. Anyway, choosing to save now will finish this game at Metroid Prime. When you select your save a game, save slot again, you will start a new game. You don't save? Yes, we'll save. Sure, why not? I showed everything. Seriously. And I wouldn't mind playing the game over again anyway. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Metroid Prime trilogy to reload. Send me back to the menu, please. Yay. Yes, nunchuck is required. So yeah, completed, and I can game start in hybrid mode, which would be the true hard mode. Next time, Metroid Prime 2, and unfortunately we'll be playing in normal mode like last time. Same thing for Corruption. I was actually hoping to do all of the hard modes of these games. But I don't think I have the time to do that, unfortunately. Also, yeah, it's only telling me that I've beaten the game in normal mode. I mean, veteran mode. A bit disappointing. Anyway, extras that we unlocked playing Metroid Prime. These. It's cool, it's cool. Purchase? What? Well, I can't purchase it, except... No, I can't. Oh, wow, that's so lame. I have to purchase this stuff? Are you kidding me? Well, I guess I won't be showing that, then. Also, you can unlock tracks if you want, but I'd suggest just downloading the stuff from online. The soundtracks are good, in case anyone's wondering. The soundtracks are very good. And finally, the bonus galleries, and we still have to buy these as well. Who gives, Nintendo? Just unlock it for us once we've beaten the game. Seriously. I don't have Wii Connect 24, so I can't see any of this stuff. Anyway, yeah, once again, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes next time. Veteran mode. Hopefully, I will 100% this game as well. I'll probably have to use a guide because I usually miss a single % before beating this game. Well, anyway, see y'all next time. Bye-bye.